Hi, everyone. What an honor and great pleasure to be with you all today to discuss this topic that is near and dear to my heart: three keys to emotionally intelligent parenting. It is my goal to show you that emotional intelligence is not scary. It is something that we can all learn, something that we can pass on to our entire family. And there's two main ideas that will guide us in our class today. Number one, parents can model emotional intelligence. It is highly possible, even if that is something that we did not learn in our childhood. And number two, emotional intelligence can be practiced with our family, our loved ones, our children. Emotional intelligence is one of those things that can help foster an environment of safety, security, and trust at home. And this is something that will also help you get more connected with one another as a family. Just a little bit more about me. My name is Joy Acaso. I am one of the coaches at iHelpMoms, and we have such an amazing community. My official title is Anxiety Support Coach and Licensed Psychotherapist. I am a mom of two kids, a 14-year-old and an 8-year-old. And you can imagine that our household sometimes can be full of emotion. So I am living proof that we can do this, that we can learn to understand our own emotions. Just to share with you my life purpose, I know that as parents, we have our passions and our commitments, our goals. So for me, my husband and I truly want to raise kids who are world changers and healers who can contribute positive impact in our world and our society. And I am also passionate about helping people break out of myths, misinformation, and unhealthy patterns. And today you're going to see one of those tools, which is emotional intelligence. And we can use that to really break out of unhealthy cycles. This is the first diagram that I'm showing you today. It's called the cognitive triangle. This basically shows the impact of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to one another. This is a connection, right? There is a connection between our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. And with the topic of emotional intelligence, we are going to see how we can better understand our emotions, how we can better use it in order to um, build stronger connections with our loved ones and also with ourselves. So here is a definition from Very Well Mind website. Emotional intelligence, or EI, refers to the ability to perceive, control, and evaluate emotions. Some researchers suggest that emotional intelligence can be learned and strengthened, while others claim it's an inborn characteristic. I am from the school of thought that it can be learned and strengthened. We experience many things in our lives that render our emotions and our thoughts dormant, or meaning they are set aside. But I believe that as we heal ourselves, we are able to strengthen them once more. And learn or unlearn anything that hasn't been beneficial to our relationships. And that is what I love. One of the things that I love about emotional intelligence. The intelligence of our emotions is something that cannot be denied. It is something that we have to include in our everyday living. So here's a key concept for parenting using EI, or emotional intelligence. I took that same definition, and added the practicalities of what it means for us as parents using emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to perceive, control, and evaluate one's own emotions, parents, and then modeling the same behavior so that children will have an example to learn from. Families can benefit from emotional intelligence in these three ways. Number one, it can help you strengthen the relationship with your children and within yourself. Number two, it can help your children develop resilience. Emotional resilience refers to being able to bounce back from any difficult situations that your children may be experiencing. And the third one is it can help you prioritize mental and emotional health as a family, which is so important and valuable right now, especially with all the things that are going on, collective stress that we are also experiencing. Now, here are the practical ways to implement emotionally intelligent parenting, which is what I know that we all came here for. So, just bringing back the triangle, the cognitive triangle that I had referred to earlier, remember that our emotions influence our thoughts influence our behaviors, behaviors influence our emotions, and our thoughts also influence behaviors. So when we understand that kind of relationship, we are then able to create an action plan that can be a healthy expression of ourselves, and also leading that example, our children will learn a healthy expression of their own emotions and thoughts. So here are the three steps, the three keys to emotionally intelligent parenting. Number one is identifying and naming the thoughts and emotions you are currently having. Number two, scan the body and the mind. And number three, support yourself in a positive way. Now let's go over them one by one. The first step is to identify and name the thoughts and emotions that you're currently having. By the way, I do encourage all my clients, I encourage you to practice these things even when you are calm. So even if nothing, you know, major is really happening in your environment or within yourself, you can practice this and say, oh, I feel calm. And the thoughts that I'm having is that I'm happy that we were able to go through our schedule today smoothly. Doesn't it feels good, right? And I know that we prefer something like that to be happening every day, but this is something that I encourage you most definitely to also practice while you are calm so that you can get familiar with the tools as well. So when you label, make sure that you understand the difference between thoughts and emotion. So, for example, I feel sad because I didn't wake up early as I planned, right? Or I think I haven't done enough today. So there's a difference between what is a thought and what is an emotion, and really labeling them prevents them from escalating. We call that in psychology amplification. Um, so the more specific we can identify an emotion, the better we are going to be able to cope with them. The second step is scanning the body and the mind. So what that means is that once I notice I feel happy, right? Oh, I feel happy, and I scan my body, I feel very good, in my heart. I feel an opening in my heart. My head feels light. There is looseness in my neck, right? Or let's say I feel worry, or I feel frustrated. I feel frustrated right now because I wasn't able to meet the deadline that I was hoping. So if I feel frustrated, I feel tightness in my neck and my shoulder. Okay, right? But I feel relaxed in my arms, and my hands feel okay? This is how we scan our body and our mind. It helps us become more aware of what is happening, right? And not just cognitively, but also what I like to call bodily, because our body is a container for our emotions. Therefore, we have to bring that into our emotionally intelligent parenting. And I will show you also what you can do with your young children with these steps. Uh, you can use these 3 steps with your teenagers, by the way, as is. Let me go back. So these 3 steps you can absolutely share with your teenagers, and they will be able to understand, what you are referring to. But there is a more appropriate language when it comes to younger children. And the third one, which is my ultimate favorite: support yourself in a positive way. Apply grace to yourself and ask yourself, what do I need at this moment? So you've already labeled, you've identified your emotions, you've scanned your body for where you feel that emotion, you've scanned your mind, to see what it's telling you and what's really going on. And now it's time to ask yourself, what do I need in this moment? Do I need to go out and get some fresh air? Do I need a break? Do I need to sit down because I'm feeling frustrated right now? Do I need to sit down and think about what I'm going to do next, right? Or do I need a drink of water? Do I need to eat my lunch? All of those things can be very supportive for your emotions so that you can act accordingly, right? So we've tackled in all these three steps show us how we can identify our thoughts, our emotions, and the behavior is supportive. We want a behavior ultimately that is supportive. So now how can we coach children and guide them into practicing emotional intelligence? The first one is helping them identify and name the thoughts that they are currently having. Okay, how does it make you feel? What do you think about the situation? Can you tell me a little bit more? What is your mind or your brain telling you? You as parents know your children best, right? So please tailor their statements according to how they relate to you, according to how they relate to their emotions. These are just guidelines that can help you start the conversation. And then we can help them scan their body and their mind. Let's get curious and look for signs in your body, right? Like, okay, you feel anxious right now. Most of the time children will tell you, oh, my stomach hurts. Oh, I feel dizzy, right? Those are bodily signals that we can't ignore. That is something that we can definitely bring into the conversation. Do you feel warm? Do you feel cold, tight, or loose? Where does it hurt? So these words can help them cope with their emotions better so that it doesn't feel so big. It is something that they can share with you. And thirdly, supporting themselves in a positive way could be something that is also similar in the way that we support ourselves, right? Do you need to go for a walk? Do you want, a glass of water? Can it give you a hug? Do you need a break? Right? So those are very supportive actions and behaviors. Let's remember also that emotional intelligence is not linear. What that means is that it's not, we learn it and we forget it, we set it and forget it, right? This is something that we can integrate in our everyday tasks, something that can help us notice progress and growth. Emotional intelligence is also both a process and a practice. And so this is something that we can continue to learn. We can continue to use as an opportunity to be able to get to know our emotions better. And lastly, the effectiveness of emotional intelligence lies within learning, nurturing, and modeling. And this is definitely a continuous journey, a continuous journey to where we don't arrive and then all of a sudden just, simply forget, all these tools and skills, right? They're always applicable in every situation. Um, if you need more clarification, I would love to answer any questions that you may have. You can find me inside the I Help Moms platform. Again, my name is Joy Acaso. It has been such a pleasure to be with you all today, and I hope to see you again soon.